Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about adjusting to life post shit hits the fan. And for a lot of people that's not going to be easy to do. Because, as I said in my other videos, everything that you take for granted is going to be gone. I mean, sure, you'll get a lot of free stuff. At first, you'll be able to go into the store and loot with impunity and all that stuff. But the problem is those shelves are not going to be restocked. And everything's just going to be emptied out, and you're going to have to farm or hunt or steal or whatever. And that's not going to be easy. And it's just, for example, if you're a farmer, if you decide to farm, a single bad thing that happens, be it a storm, be it a plague, be it a disease, be it a landslide, be it whatever, all your crops and your livelihood could just be destroyed in an instant. Ask any farmer, they'll tell you. If you choose to farm, your livelihood can be destroyed in the blink of an eye. Another thing is there's not going to be any more hospitals. A lot of people are going to die because of that, from injuries and things like that, from the sickness. And think about what Rick Grimes said when he first saw a walker. He later said in season 2, so his first inclination wasn't to shoot it, even though you had this rotting zombie girl. She still looked fairly human, and she was just a dead human. But anyway, or an undead human, okay. But it's like, the problem is that in today's society, you have had it drilled into your brain, probably for years, that you do not kill children. And if Rick had shot an unarmed child like that in today's world, he would be in prison, not jail, prison. And being a law enforcement officer, I don't think Rick would do too well in prison. They'd kill him very gleefully, because they hate cops in there for obvious reasons. That being said, there are going to be people who will want to go out and loot and steal and things like that. They'll think, oh, this is the greatest opportunity I've ever had. There's no police force to stop me. Well, I got news for you. Any raid could be your last, because people are not going to tolerate you stealing from them. They will shoot you, and the more you steal, the more they're going to want to band together to kill you. That's just reality. And people think that, there's not going to be authority after the zombie apocalypse or anything like that. There's not going to be laws or rules. That is complete and utter bullshit. Anywhere you go, there's always rules and there's always laws and there's codes of conduct. They have what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And the punishments for breaking those standards are going to be, vary. And you will quickly start seeing things. It's like, I can't believe we're actually doing this. It's like, we'd have to start flogging people in the middle of town square, have walks of shame, waterboard people, torture people and things like that to maintain order. And it's like, that may seem barbaric or un-American or whatever you want to call it. But the reality is what other choice is there? I mean, you can't just throw somebody in jail and let them suck up resources while they do absolutely nothing. And it's just, it's the way it's going to have to be. And, you're going to have to adjust to the reality that, any second could be your last. I mean, that's true in today's world, but it's going to be really, really true to a higher level than what most of us are comfortable with. I mean, it could be your last day. It could be your child's last day. It could be your wife's last day. It could be your husband's last day. It could be your parents' last day. You don't know. and it's going to drive a lot of people insane. And as I said before, a lot of the things that you take for granted, like certain types of drugs, I'm not even talking about hardcore drugs or medication, I'm talking about caffeine, alcohol, tobacco. A lot of people are going to be going through withdrawals. And when people go through withdrawals, they go crazy. Believe me, I've quit smoking before, and even though I vape now, I know I barely function. And I would have to see, and if an EMP went off, this would go bye-bye. And even if it didn't go, even this still worked for a while, it'd go bye-bye because I probably wouldn't have a way to charge my shit. And anyway, it's like the hurricane came through. You've seen my 2 videos on that, like where I showed you that fallen tree and talked about how my basement got flooded and things like that. Well, the reality is that in a shit hits the fan scenario, I would not have my precious dehumidifier. I would not have my precious wet vacuum cleaner. I wouldn't be able to really clean out my house in time. I'd have to cut out the carpet to make sure that I did not get mold. And if I did get mold, there would be nobody I could call. I would just have to be sick all the time. Or find another place to live. And that, my friends, is going to be, unfortunately, the reality we're going to be dealing with. A lot of people will not make it for various reasons. And, you know, it's just going to be a big shitstorm. But humans, and there's going to be a lot of things to adjust to. You're not going to have electricity, you're not going to have medical care, you're not going to have food on demand, you're going to have to fear for your life every second, you're going to have to work harder than you've ever worked before. And it's going to take a lot of adjusting. And it's like the people that you may look down upon now, like say hillbillies that can't even write their own names. It's like you may look down on them, but the reality is that they're probably going to be better prepared than most of us. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.